stop doing dumb shit. A lot of people underestimate what how powerful time is. Nobody ever thinks about something as simple as time. Everybody starts talking about the greater details of certain scenarios or how to do this, how to do that, but it all boils down to just time. I never understood how valuable time is until I started thinking about it, really. I grow up and I've spent my whole life, like, on the internet, watching videos, playing video games and gooning and shit. But, like, I mean, is that a part of life? I don't think it should be, but I mean, that's kind of just the way things are. Especially growing up now. It's probably worse now than it was when I was growing up. I was only like 5 years ago, at least in my, once I hit puberty and shit. But, I'm not saying that, like, you're a bad person if you do those kinds of things, because, I mean, shit, I did that my whole life, you know what I'm saying? But I think it gets to a point where there's a point in time where you need to just wake up. Like, not saying that, like, you're not awake, obviously, but, like, you need to open your eyes and really think. I notice everybody always shuts their minds off, can't sit in silence, always got music on, always have to be on TikTok. And I mean, I'm guilty of that too. I mean, I do that all the time. But, like, I feel like it gets to a point once you spend, like, hours a day on TikTok. I mean, I'll spend like 20 minutes here and there, but, like, I see people with like 7 hours of time on TikTok, and it's like, what are you doing, dude? But understanding time, I feel like it's a lot more, like, deep than I ever thought. We've wasted away our childhood doing stuff and, like, dumb shit. And recently, the job market's, like, kind of rough. Obviously, I think most people know that by now. But I started, I quit my job due to certain circumstances, and I thought it would be a lot easier to find another job. I spent almost 3 months doing a whole lot of horse shit, you know, and all I did was play video games for like hours a day, and then I don't know, man. Like, I felt like something was just missing. Like, I know, like, obviously that's not all there is to life, but I felt like empty inside. Like, I love video games. I'll probably never stop playing games, but, like, it just, like, there's an aspect to sitting there playing games all day that I hate. I've always wanted to feel like a fulfillment from within, and I don't feel like everybody searches for that kind of stuff, and it's crazy to me, honestly. But recently, within the past few weeks, I managed to land a job, actually. I used to work at Winn Dixie doing cashiering, and then I was just a regular sales associate, Hollister. I'm sure most of y'all probably know what that is, but now I'm doing something where I'm working outside in the sun, and I'm like, it's a totally different environment. I'm like, I'm cleaning windows, power washing, cleaning people's gutters. It's like, and it's just like for a bunch of rich folks, but it's not easy. Like, I mean, it's not the hardest work ever, but it's not easy for sure. Especially living in Florida, it's just hot as hell every single day. And if you've ever been to Florida, you know what that's like. But, like, I'm just doing all this. I'm just washing windows, just chilling, and I've enjoyed this so much more than, like, honestly anything else that I've ever done. You know, is it a struggle? You're sweating your ass off and you come home sore and tired. Yeah, but honestly, it feels great. Like, it feels so much better than just repeatedly, like, checking people out over and over again, with the same shit that you see every day. But with this job, I get to go see expensive ass homes and meet new people. It's honestly not a bad gig, if I'm saying. But like, it's crazy to me because you spend all this time doing nonsense, and all it takes is something as simple as a job. Most people would like hate jobs, obviously, but like, you know, time is really a special thing. The average lifespan, person in America, you're living like 600 some thousand hours in a life. That's a lot of hours, but not everybody gets to live that long. Some people only get to live a few hours. Some people exceed the 600 plus thousand hours. It's like that's a lot of time. And one of these days, like this past week, I was heading home from work, and I almost got into two accidents like back to back. Like I was just cruising, going like on the highway, and then just like I almost get wiped out like twice because people don't want to check their mirrors, and that like it opened up my eyes just even more. Like life changes fast, and I feel like nobody appreciates what we actually have. Like things change so fast, and like it could have been so much worse. And it got me to thinking about where am I now? Like I know I said I enjoy my job and shit, but am I happy where I am in life? I think so. Do I want to be wealthier, have more money, not to worry about things? Yeah, absolutely. I think everybody wants that. But I feel like people, and myself included, we think too much about like just focusing way too much on the present. And seeing all these rich people, it's kind of just like they've built their wealth over a lifetime. And I feel like everybody's so focused on trying to get rich like overnight, And it shows that like it doesn't start like things don't start very, very well for most people. I mean, if they do, then consider yourself lucky, but almost everything's a slow start. And you gotta value your time instead of wasting it away, Like, I have wasted so much time, and like, I've always had goals, and one thing that I've always admired about people is that there are a lot of people who will achieve their goals and chase them, but not everybody does that. And that's kind of why I'm like here today, like speaking by myself in my car, for our first video online. Like, I've never really wanted to be a YouTuber. I don't really want to be a YouTuber, but I feel like there's important things that need to be talked about, and if I can make any impact and help people open up their eyes and just enjoy what they truly have and like try to like prosper, I think I want to be a part of that. There's always been people online, videos I've watched, and it's kind of just like, like, why am I sitting here watching the video? Why can't I just make one? Am I going to be as good at it? Probably not. But will I reach probably other people? Yeah. And and that's what I'm doing. I'm just trying to chase my goals with what time I have on this earth. And I think everybody else should do the same, no matter what your goals are. I mean, if it's like your goal to like jerk off 30 times a day, I mean, whatever, go ahead, I guess. But I think there are a lot more important things to life than doing stuff like that. And I think people should try to improve their lives. I mean, everybody I know, they don't try. You know, I'm trying to eat healthier, you know, work out more and spend less time online, but like nobody, I feel alone in that kind of an aspect. Like in day-to-day life, I don't see anybody thinking about that kind of stuff, and I think it's kind of a lonely feeling when it's something that I feel like everybody should be able to benefit from. I mean everybody does benefit from being better, but like in life, but nobody really cares to try. But I mean, I guess I could save that for another video. But like, enjoy the time you have, guys. One viewer, two viewers, whoever you people are. I hope you've somewhat enjoyed my first video or first commentary, whatever. But try to improve your life, you know, in any which way. I mean, I'll talk about this more in another video at some point, but start with baby steps, you know. Enjoy what you got. Love each other. Love everybody. And treat people with respect. And just try to be good. Um, I'll be making another video probably next week. Probably do like one video a week. So like over time, if you ever come back to this video, shit, just watch them all, I guess. But for now, I'll have to wait till next week. Peace.